Volume of a sphere, level 1. What is the volume of a hemisphere with a diameter 7.1 feet? They want us to round it to the nearest tenth of a cubic foot. All right, well, let's go ahead and get out the formula first. A hemisphere is similar to a sphere. So a volume of a sphere, this is a whole sphere, 100% of a sphere. Volume is equal to 4/3. It's the biggest fraction in front because a sphere has the most volume inside. What do things that have circles and spheres always have? They always have to have a pi. And then our radius. And what kind of units are always with volume? Cubic units. So there's our r cubed. And that's all we need for volume of a sphere. And then if we wanted to, we can divide this all by 2. I think that's kind of taking it to like kind of a more advanced level, dealing with fractions and whatnot. So let's just go ahead and divide by 2 at the end. Divide, D-I-V-I-D-E, divide by 2. A hemisphere cuts a sphere in half. Hemisphere. All right, and that's also kind of what we would call the Earth. Half of the Earth is a hemisphere. All right, so let's go ahead and take the information that we need and deal with it. All right, so we need to use this diameter of 7.1 feet. So a diameter, actually, let's go ahead and draw our sphere first so we can see what's going on here. All right, so start by drawing a circle. And I like making sure I have the center, so we'd estimate what the center is. And then I like to do a distance underneath it and a distance above it that would be the same distance. And then that's going to be our ellipse or oval that gets created. So going straight to the side of the center point is right here. And then I'll start with the bottom oval. And then on the top, doing a dashed line to represent it. There we go. A little bit of a wonky bottom here, but that's pretty good. And then circles and spheres, the most important thing about it is the radius, or r. All right, so there's our radius, or r. All right, so the hemisphere idea, looking at it, would be, let's say it would just be represented by the bottom or the top of this object. All right, and they gave us the diameter. The diameter would be the whole thing. So I'll go ahead and draw it this way maybe. Even though it looks smaller, it would be twice the distance of the radius. So there's our diameter. The diameter, and the D is equal to 7.1 feet. But since they gave us units at the end, let's just focus on the numbers as we go through this. All right, so first we need to find the radius, which is basically half of the diameter. Hopefully you can kind of get that relationship. Draw a circle if you need to. So there's your D, and then go on the, and then half of that is your R. All right, so if you kind of get struggled with those, there's your R and there's your D. All right, so drawing the circle might help you see it, that it's half. So your radius is going to be half of your diameter. So that's going to be 7.1 divided by 2. Let's go ahead and practice their calculator. So that's a 7.1 divided by 2 equals 3.55. 3.55. All right, so there's our radius, and that's what we need. That's the only thing we need for this volume of a sphere. So now let's go ahead and plug everything in. Volume is equal to 4/3 pi. Now instead of r, we use 3.55. We have to use parentheses, 3.55, and all that gets cubed. All right. Now we do 3.55 cubed. 3.55. Oh, let's go ahead and just clear everything. 3.55 to the third. There it is right there. So that would be volume is equal to 4/3 pi, and then 44.73 ... Switch colors so helps clear it. And then we're going to take that number, this answer, and we have to multiply all these things by it, and then to the 10th. So let's see, how would I recommend doing it? I think the easiest way to, if you wanted to do it in stages, I would do it as volume is equal to. Now, this is like it's over 1. So we can put that to the top. So I would say like a 4 times 44.73 ... divided by 3, and then we still have a pi at the end. Okay, so let's see, where's my answer? There it is right there. So that answer, let's see, how would I do this? Enter. All right, there we go. So 44.73. I would take that answer times 4, enter. So now I've just multiplied it by 4, and then I'm going to divide by 3. Divide by 3. Answer divided by 3. Enter. All right. And that gives me, it looks like I'm going to have to erase some of this so I can see it. So now I have volume is equal to 59.651 ... and all of this is still times pi. So this would be the answer in terms of pi right here. And let's just go ahead and finish it off. So now I am going to multiply by pi. So I'm going to take that answer. So answer times, and where's our pi at? There it is right there, times pi. So all of this is now equals 187.401 ... and then they want it rounded to the nearest tenth. The nearest tenth. So that would be this place right here. We'd look at that number. It just drops off. And so our final answer is, I'll put it right here, 187.4. All right. Let's see how we did. Go ahead and hide the calculator. I had a feeling it might erase my work. That's why I wrote it up here. Good. So I got 187.4. Let's see how we did. All right, let's see what our mistake was. All right, 3.55, we used that. Oh, and there we go. There was our mistake there. I should have reread the question before I finished it off. We need to half it. So let's go ahead and just half it and see if that takes care of the answer. So I forgot we were doing the hemisphere. So let's go ahead, last step. So this is also why I didn't have the divide by 2 in the original formula. It may have prevented my mistake, but a lot easier. 187. Oh, it Oh, it got rounded right here. So dividing by 2 is not good enough because